Hi, everyone, my beautiful followers. How is everyone today on this beautiful Sunday? Well, where I'm at, it's 82 degrees. It's hot, it's uncomfortable, and I wish I was someplace a lot colder. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm excited for the show. I'm always excited for my shows because I love having people on and talking and talking and talking about all kinds of stuff. But today, because I know I've been talking about a lot of cryptids and so forth, but today we're going to be talking about paranormal, which I'm always excited to talk about. But, I just was curious. I've been working really hard on my intro. And, it takes some time because I'm really picky and I don't know how it is for you all if you have a YouTube channel. But, I have a song. It's a Coven Curiosity song. So I'm really excited and happy about it. But now it's like putting the puzzle pieces together to make it flow and to make it work. So just know that you won't have to see the numbers too much longer. I'm working very hard to get my intro and outro completed, and then you'll be able to enjoy some music and then enjoy the pictures that I design to have along with the music. But needless to say, let's go ahead and get started. As always, we have the wonderful, absolutely great friend of mine, Donna Copas, joining me as well today. Hello, Donna.
Hello. Hello, my wonderful friend.
How are you today?
My feet are cold. I've been outside enjoying the sun's shining, but it's a little cold. But I just had to get up into the woods for a while. So if you've seen my feet, you would see that I'm covered in mud. It's been a productive day.
That's good. I know you're out there all the time. That's your therapy, isn't it?
It is. I can go and it grounds me. I just go out and sit down on the ground, and I got to say it was a little chilly today, but I don't care. It was wonderful just to go and sit against the tree. A great day.
I wish I could do that, but I unfortunately live not in the downtown city, but I live in a city, and I do miss, enjoying the woods and the fresh air and hearing all the animals and stuff. I'd much rather be out in the woods, and I love trees anyway. I just find them so fascinating. I've had this obsession.
Yeah. The springtime sounds are coming, the peepers are out there, you hear the frogs, and I love it. Early morning, it's like, oh, spring's finally coming. Yay.
Oh, looks like we got our Tracy on. Hello, Tracy. So glad you joined in or chimed in. And she says, hello, Donna. Awesome. I'm glad Tracy's joined. All right. So today, Donna, we have a guest. He's in Chicago is where he's from. And he's sent me some amazing photos that I wish I could capture myself. Maybe one day I will when I'm out there investigating with my team. But we're going to let him tell his story and explain what he's been doing now and see what kind of new stuff he's got planning in the future and stuff. So let's bring him on. So his name is Neal Gibbons. Hello, Neal.
Hello. How is everybody today?
Good. Today, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm always doing good.
That's good. All right. So Neal, tell us, where, like you mentioned backstage that you kind of took a break, and we all need that break. I even took a little bit of break. I took some months off, refocused and figured out what I wanted to do. Did I want to continue Audible, or do I want to do YouTube, which now I decided to do YouTube. So tell us what's been going on.
Well, really nothing right now, because we're starting out the year. My company, Graveside Paranormal Ghost Tours, we're located out of Chicago, Illinois. We've been doing it now going on our 11th year. It's where I take people out into the night on a 4.5-hour tour throughout the night on a limousine bus. And I tell you all the haunted areas on the southwest side of Chicago. and we also do events and stuff like that. And this is like we we're saying, it's my downtime now, so I kind of just like to reach out to people and just talk about the paranormal because I'll go to a couple of conventions this year and this and that, but I truly like just talking to people. Plus, I like sharing a lot of the evidence that I have and talking to people, to help them along. I'm big about positivity. And I think part of being positive is sharing things with other people and talking to them about the paranormal, the supernatural, the odd, the weird, because that's what I'm all about.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. And I'm the same way. I love, as we were talking backstage, I just love it. I love chit-chatting, and hearing other people's experiences and where they've been and, just some of the strange and unusual things that maybe they caught and I haven't seen yet and would like to experience. It's kind of cool to share stories, or share.
It is. It's fun, like when people start telling you personal stories. Like when I go to certain things, people come up to you at the conventions and stuff like that. They want to talk about because some people they just need a little help. And don't get me wrong, there's a fine line, in my opinion, there's a fine line between mental illness and some things that are going on in people's lives that is supernatural and paranormal. Yeah. The reason why I know that is because I dealt with psych criminals for like 22 years. And so I know and understand I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm an officer that dealt with that inside the Cook County Jail for over 30 years.
Wow.
And I worked inside there. And but we would have deep conversations about and they would say, yeah, I believe there is a fine line between like possession or some kind of attachment other than some kind of psych disorder. And understand, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it whatsoever, but I've come across people who you go, man, something just ain't right with that boy. You just go, something ain't right.
Yeah. No, I believe that's, I bet you had quite the experience working with these. Did you interview them?
Yeah, I actually was going to school at the time when I was much younger for psych classes and stuff. And actually, I came across some people that I would utilize, and I would get A pluses because I took the craziest of the crazies, if you will, and the worst of the worst, and I did term papers on them, and I would pay them. I would pay them a cigarette a day. That's how it's just how the place worked, Yeah. I paid them a cigarette a day to learn the whole stories, and you come across a lot of individuals that broke every commandment known to man, and you know what? And these are the people that classrooms would love to be able to observe and talk to, but you can't do that. You can't bring them into a classroom. No. So I brought the classroom to them, and I would sit there and I would interview them about things because the world of a jail or a prison is a different world. And the rapport that you get is because of the respect that you give is the respect that you get. And if you're able to do that, you're able to do things like I did, interview certain individuals about stuff. And you'd come across some people, like we actually had a guy once who had a possession inside the jail. He came in possessed. And it's if you want me to tell that story, I could tell it.
Whatever you would like to share.
All right. So some years back, we came across this very large kid. This kid was a big kid, man.
Yeah.
And all the nurses and the psych workers were all afraid of him. And understand, I'm not saying I'm a tough guy or anything like that because I'm not. I'm just somebody who knows his job.
Right.
So they said, Gibby, that was my nickname is Gibby, right? And we all have names, They go, Gibby, go downstairs and go get this kid. Now I've come across this before, and right away I smell it. A possession for me is the smell of a burnt rubber tire.
Okay.
So I was like, oh man, something ain't right with this guy. So, but I also saw that he was pretty simple-minded. And so I just holding a conversation with him. And we started talking about like superheroes and stuff, right? I want to keep him calm at all times. I just want to get him upstairs, get him going where he has to go. So I get him and I said, hey, you want to go up to bed, go lay down, get some sleep? He goes, yeah, I'd like to do that. So we started talking about our favorite superheroes. Once again, I'm just trying to keep the dude calm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the smell is continuing on with him. So I get him up on the floor that we were utilizing, and the nurse and the workers, they were all afraid of this kid. And they would, I ain't lying. They said, please just put him inside the cell. I said, all right, no problem. So I go to put him inside the cell, and he places his hand on my shoulder. He goes, "We like you." And I said, oh, thank you. I go, I like you too. I go,
Yeah.
put you inside here for right now, buddy. And so we put him inside there, and I told them, I said, something ain't right with him, man. And some of the guys and girls would go, "Oh, Gibby, stop. You're
Right.
on your paranormal thing." I said, "I'm just letting you know something ain't right with that boy."
Mm-hmm.
And then I left it at that. And so I went back down to the ER, and I started doing what I was doing. A couple of days go by, and we had him down in what is called FLRs, okay, full leather restraints. It's so that he doesn't hurt himself or any other person, right?
Okay.
So he goes inside there, and eventually they get him out of these restraints because they only can stay in them for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Time goes by, and all of a sudden he starts screaming at the top of his lungs, "Get me out of here. Please get me out of here." Now I'm going back and reflecting back to the officer's report.
Yeah.
He said when he went to go walk up on this kid, he said he saw nothing but the whites of his eyes. And his kid said, "They're going to kill me tonight." And this guy's in a single cell because he cannot hurt himself or hurt others.
Right. Okay.
So when he was placed inside the cell, he then, like I said, he was saying, "Please let me out of here." And the officer had in the report, it's still in the report, saw nothing but the whites of his eyes. The officer was distracted, and he went back to the cell, a couple cells down, to go see what was going on where two guys were fighting. He comes back, and this big kid, and he was in his early 20s, laying on the ground with his foot in the toilet. The reason why I say the foot in the toilet is because that's part of the report. Foot's in the toilet, and he's dead. This kid's dead. This kid is dead. They go in there, they try to resuscitate the nurses, they take him downstairs, crime investigators come in, they corner off everything. They have to make a regular crime scene, even if it's in a county facility or a state facility, it's still a crime scene.
Right.
So they do that, and they leave it for the next 2 days because nobody can go inside there. Eventually, we are able to utilize it again as another psych room to hold down FLRs again. So we put this other young man down in FLRs. And remember, a couple of days have passed since or actually a couple of weeks since the passing of this guy. All of a sudden, this guy starts screaming out. He goes, "Get me out of here, get me out of here." We go inside. Now, I was definitely there for this one, is that we go inside there, and he says, "There's a guy at the end of the bed playing with my toes." And I said, "Dude," I go, "What does he look like?" He gave a full description of the first guy I was talking about, physical description.
Wow.
And I was like, "This what?" He goes, he's in here rubbing my toes. He goes, "Please get him out of here." And I said, so the minute that we walked out of the cell, I walked out with the nurse because she has to do BPs on the guy. We walk out, all of a sudden, all the book bags and everything start getting thrown off the shelves.
What?
My lieutenant calls me on the radio. He says, "Gibby, give me a call," because he's watching from the cameras. He says, "What is going on there?" I go, "You remember that guy a couple of weeks back?" I go, "I told you something was wrong with that guy."
Yeah.
And so we talked about, like a lot of people do inside law enforcement institutions and stuff like that. We all talk about paranormal and the supernatural. So that's actually a real story that happened at that jail.
Wow. So do you think that whatever was attached to him, do you think it was still in the gel and attached to the other kid?
So, no, I don't think it's attached to him. This is how, me personally, I think how a lot of these things work. And it's only because I've been doing this for quite a while now. And I'm not an exorcist. I'm not going to say I am. I'm not. There's no such thing as people who say that they're got all this experience and stuff like that. There is no such thing. There's only good things of people who notice trends. When you start noticing trends about certain haunts, if you go into one haunt and you start noticing this is going on, and then you recognize it, and then you're able to label it. If you go into the next one and the same things are happening at another haunt, let's say a month or two down the road, and these things are happening, well, then now you're getting trends. So you're able to recognize certain things. One thing I've noticed, because of institutions and jails are nothing but negativity, when this thing will leave the host body, it will try to find another body. And if you're on a psych floor, man, you have the pickings of everything you need.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as experts. And I try to tell people there's none until one of us die and we come back. There's only very good researchers. And I just from doing what we do is that I just notice trends in a lot of things. I try to pay attention to a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, I don't believe in experts either. I don't think anybody's an expert in anything. I think you can be well knowledged in something. You know, maybe you did a lot of research and theories and, you know, papers on things or had your own experiences, but I don't think anybody is an expert on things.
All these people that say that they're just lying. They're just trying to beef themselves up.
Yep. Yeah. Donna, did you have any questions so far?
I think that's an amazing story. That's scary.
Yeah.
Actually, I do. You know, he talked about, you know, being blessed. It's kind of like when I came back from the OBL and whatever that was, like, came back with me. I felt like it was trying, you know, had attached, but I got rid of it. And all I could feel was just that evil.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I think she froze up.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, sometimes her internet is touchy because she's way out in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. So she's talking about the attachments and stuff like that, and I get attachments. And the thing is, to me,
I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
What's that, Donna? Say it again.
My internet, I'm fading in and out. So
yeah, it's okay.
It's going on and off. So
yeah.
And I think what Donna was talking about is like the attachments that she was saying is that a lot of people who are empath, like I'm an empath, so
same.
I hear voices out of my left ear. And I get the emotions and stuff like that. And when you go into certain locations, or like Donna's saying, you go to a certain place and you get this negativity, you don't feel like you. You see, you're taking on the characteristics of something else. They're not the characteristics of you. It is not part of your profile, your character. And when you start taking on these characteristics, you're not the one who really notices it at first. It's usually your family members that notice it, that there's something different, there's something odd about you that you might have an attachment to. I don't like to go right into the word and say possession. I don't like to do that. But there's lingering spirits out there that are malevolent, that will attach upon people if you go into certain places. Like that picture I showed you of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. That's located in the Chicagoland area. It's actually the most haunted cemetery in America.
Really?
And that place has been there since the early the mid 1800s, and it's a very real place.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So I know that because Donna had talked about when she went to that Land Between the Lakes not too long ago, she mentioned that it did kind of wore her down. Didn't it not, Donna? It kind of wore you down?
I was, I was more, it took about a week. I was just so emotional and sad. I had gotten like these flashes of, like it was showing me either what it had did or, what had happened there. And I just had that sadness on me, and which I deal with different things. And of course, with my ancestry and stuff, I have my protection. But my bookshelf, my whole bookshelf came down, and my research books and my petroglyph books. But when it opened, it fell and it opened that protection ceremony from my ancestors, which I did do it and it helped, but it was just like, I was just drained, and just it was so disturbing because I kept getting these flashes of stuff, and I'm like, "What are you showing me?" And of course, I had the other situation going on, which I was trying to figure all that out. So it just messes with you, you know. It's like you're you, but you're not you either. So it was very strong. It was very evil.
Yeah,
so the thing is, too, is that they don't necessarily have to attach. They can follow you. They can follow you home and give you that feel of sense of dread, or mood swings, not sleeping well, seeing things while you're, in a state of that sleep. They can easily follow you home. They don't necessarily have to attach. I mean, I believe in both, and everything, but so this is the cemetery, the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Neal, can you tell us a little bit about this? Because you said it's the most haunted. Is that in the whole United States, or is that the most haunted?
In the United States, that is thought to be the most haunted cemetery in America. And I just happen to have that's only like 20 minutes away from my house.
Wow.
So it's this place here. There's a form of possession that happens on the grounds here.
Okay.
The Bachelor's Grove Cemetery is only 1 acre long, and there's only probably up to anywhere between 99 to 103 bodies that was placed inside there. A family by the name of the Fultons and the Everdeens owned it. There's some some different stories about Bachelor's Grove, how it got its name. It said that a bunch of bachelors came from the east and settled there, and that's why they used the name Bachelor's Grove. But then there was a family that was called the Batch Elders. No matter what, though, the original land, and a lot of people forget about this, is actually this was Native American land. The Potawatomi tribe were the ones that lived on this land way before any kind of settlers came in, either from Irish, German, or any kind of a culture. Yeah. So this one here, back in the 1950s and 60s, people started noticing, because it's right off of a road of a place of 143rd Street in the Chicagoland area, off of 143rd and Ridgeland. People started noticing blue orbs of light flying around inside this cemetery. Now, what's that going to do? That's going to gain interest, right? You're going to want to check out something. You say, people start telling you, hey, these balls of light, they're bouncing around in the cemetery. So people started gaining interest. What's it going to do? That's also going to bring in people who have bad intent, malintent, which it did.
Yeah.
Well, the way I explain this is it's a form of possession. Instead of we have a human host, it's the land. These people who are trying occult-like activity or trying to conjure up something that they know nothing about, and going through all this process, trying to open up things and never knowing how to close it. Well, it starts with them as an infestation, just like a regular possession. So we start with an infestation of these people who are coming there. Think of it as like termites to a tree. These people go in there trying to open up things. They're doing sacrifices on this land. That was mainly just supposed to be a cemetery. And they're starting to do this. So what has happened starts that tree. It starts to break down. So as with that tree starts to break down, as in the land, instead of a human host, it's land. So then after that, we start to get an obsession that's going on. People start to get obsessed with this place. They start continually going to this place. Then that leads into the complete breakdown of the land, where all of a sudden people start getting these attachments because people are opening up things they know nothing about. So we have our infestation. We have our obsession that leads into possession, or also attachments, we'll say, okay? I knew a guy, he quit his job and lived on that land. This was actually a guy who was a smart guy who held a normal job.
What?
This place here will do things to people that it starts with an obsession. And he goes through the oppression where it's just breaking people down. So we have our infestation, our oppression leads to obsession, then we got our possession attachment.
Right.
So this guy, there was an original story of a caretaker back in the 1800s that lived on that land and took care of the land, who killed his wife and his kids and hung himself at the front end of the tree where you saw that entrance of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. This guy, 2 years ago, he became the caretaker of the land also. But he did nothing but live in a van right around it. And this guy was only in his 40s. He, like I said, he was an intelligent man who could hold a normal job, but he made a choice, like a lot of people do. Everybody makes choices in life.
Yeah.
Himself as well on the land right around in that area there. In that area there, the trail that takes you in there, we came across something that's accidental I call mirror zones. On that trail there, we used a thing that's called our Anahata Spirit Portal Box that was created by my buddy Steven Limeweber. And I can send you a picture of it after the show. And you can also check it on our YouTube channel. It's called Mirror Zones. It's where the voices at first started sounding like they were backwards. And I told Steve that. The voices are sounding backwards. He goes, yeah, they are, don't they? You know, like a record player playing backwards, right? So what we did is, just for giggles, we went to use the Audacity program, and we reversed and ran a forward plane, and we were getting full sentences. And I showed this on the bus when we were driving throughout the night, so that people understand what they're really walking into. I try not to do any kind of lying or any fabrication, and understand I'm not trying to blow up things bigger than what they are.
Right.
I'm honest with people. I tell them what is a good possibility, what could happen on this land. And it's up for you to decide what you want to do. But at least now you have a little bit of knowledge. So the voices are coming in backwards, and we get things like Angel Michael I had as training. Many other different voices in full phrases, all from backwards. So when people are using either your regular recording devices and you think that you're getting gibberish, put it in an Audacity system and revert, and then start listening to it again. Listen to it 2 or 3 times. And have someone with you, as well as with any kind of spirit boxes that you utilize. Wow. And you might find that they are actually communicating with you, but it's not what you think it was.
Right. So have you tried the Estes method? I'm assuming you have.
Yeah. So me and I don't know if you know of a guy by the name of Larry Eisler. Me and Larry Eisler, we last year, 2 years ago, I did an event in Watsika, Illinois called the Roth House. It's the first documented possession in America. It happened in the 1800s, where one girl, after her death of 18, was mislabeled and placed inside of an institution where therein she died. Fast forward about 16, 17 years, in the same neighborhood, a girl by the name of Lorancy Venom. She, in the same neighborhood, was having the same clairvoyant abilities as our first girl, Mary Roth, in the same neighborhood, only 4 or 5 blocks apart.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't know. What was it?
Oh, I thought Donna was saying something.
Donna, did you say something?
It's probably my birds. My birds are going crazy out there.
No,
for some reason they are just.
It sounded like someone talking.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Did you hear that? Talking. Yes, I did.
You did. Yeah, I thought so too, but I didn't. I wanted to think of it was Donna. So let me continue the story. Let's see what happens if I continue the story. So this young girl by the name of Lorancy Venom, she started having the same clairvoyant abilities as our first girl, Mary Roth. The father of our first girl, Asa Roth, he was a spiritualist in the age of spiritualism in the middle of 1800s, when the spiritualism really started taking on. And this guy here, he heard about Lorancy, our second girl. And he went to the parents because he didn't want to see the same demise that happened to his daughter.
Yeah.
So he brought in a guy by the name of Dr. E. Winchester Stevens, who was actually a guy who does hypnotism. He hypnotized Lorancy Venom, and different spirits were walking in and out. I don't know if you've ever heard of a thing called a walk-in. A walk-in is a thing that was labeled back in 1977 as spirits walking in and out. It can also mean where there's a possession, where a demon spirit can try to inhabit a human host, but also the spirit of a person, a former person, can inhabit a human host as well, and that's called a walk-in. Okay. So in this here, all of a sudden, after these spirits are going in and out of this young lady called Lorancy Venom, a spirit then comes inside of her, identifying herself as Mary Roth, our first girl, who died inside of an institution, who also had clairvoyant abilities. She identified everyone inside the room, was telling stories. She started playing the piano, which Lorenzi Venom could not do. She told them that Lorenzi Venom will be in heaven for 100 days for healing, and she will stay inside this body for 100 days, which therein she did.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell everybody, this is actually a documented story. A book was written. It's called The Watsika Wonder. It's a very, very interesting book. So this girl here, she goes and stays inside this body, and then she announces after 100 days that she will be leaving this body. And she leaves the body, and the Lorenzi Venom is placed back in that, and she is normal then again.
Wow.
If you want to use the word normal.
Yeah.
So then she's moved to California. She moves to California in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So what we did was, because the father was Asaroff was a spiritualist, we had over 150 people out on the grounds in October 2 years ago doing a seance on the grounds. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah, I've got something going on behind me here.
Oh, do you?
See, it's like a black. So I'm going. It's coming from this area, so I'm going to look and see if I see anything, and I'll be right back. But if you look right in here, there's like a black thing.
Because I keep hearing, Neal, are you hearing a male? It sounds like a male voice.
So you're hearing a male voice talking through, but once again, it could be something that she has on inside there. Now I already discerned the chirping, so I've already paid attention to that. So I already know that's there. I already get that.
No, this was distinctive man voice. I know what the chirping, I'm hearing that, but that the first time it came through, and then just a second ago, I was like, what the heck is going on?
Right. So
sorry.
no, it's fine. So we did a seance on the grounds with 150 customers last year, and we filmed everything. We made it into a documentary, and we have it in film festivals right now. Me and Larry, we had international medium Diet Renee. I don't know if you ever heard of Diet Renee.
No,
she's the one who conducted the whole thing,
and
we filmed everything, and we just got through doing the seance too, filming the seance too, because we actually could not put in the first documentary the evidence of certain things that were going on, because when you're doing a documentary or anything like that, stories change, and you have to go with the flow of what is really going on. Yeah. And so it's a very interesting thing, and it's a very interesting story that I recommend for your customers, your viewers, to read. They call it the first documented possession, but it's actually a spiritual miracle that happened. That's the way I define it. It's a spiritual miracle because there was forgiveness where the father was able to be forgiven, in my mind, and another chance for someone to live. So it's what you really think about. People can label things. Why? Because they want to sell books. But if you really, really put some thought into it, and it's up for you to decide, I think it's a spiritual miracle that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donna, did you figure out what it was?
There's no one talking. I had that happen before. Actually had like a dark shadow that stayed over my face and stuff when I would be trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was some talking in the background. There was somebody, some male voice talking.
Is there anyone at?
Did you hear what they were saying? I could hear.
No, you would have to
There's no one there.
So what I would do is I would timestamp this. I think it's at least 3 minutes back from your 3437.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And take it back, and then go and throw it in and listen to it on headphones.
Yeah.
And then go into it, and maybe you'll be able to hear that later.
Well, I know. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I went to look at. I looked to see if there was anybody around outside or anything. Jeremy is in here, but he's sitting over here. He's silent. And I didn't see anybody close to the house. My son is here, but he would have been up to the barn, so which is quite a ways away from the house. So I don't know what we're hearing. I got the TVs turned off, so I'm not sure what we're hearing. But
Well, and I'm in my office. No one's in here. My dogs are in their kennels, and I have the door shut.
I'm in my office
this
right now.
is where I live. And in March, believe it or not, it always happens in March. I have a little girl that visits. I bought my property. It's been 32 years ago. It was vacant ground, but it was an old homestead. And when I first put it in, I put a mobile home in to build my cabin. And I have my grandchildren, because after I went back to my house, the little trailer, my son and his family was living there. And they had a little boy and girl. And I had Brittany was with me. She would just come up. She was like 3, and I went past walked past my washroom, my laundry room, but I put a day bed in there, and I see this little girl sitting on the bed, little long white gown, long blonde hair, and I was like, I stepped back and was like, "Honey, when did you?" And she's not there no more, and I was like, "Where did she go?" And I'm looking. I was like, Brittany, and she's not there. But then that night, I was in bed, and I hear this little voice beside of me, and it says, "Mommy, I'm cold. Hold me, Mommy. I'm cold." And I look, and again, I'm thinking it's my granddaughter. It's not. She just disappeared. Which I have another year younger granddaughter. And this little girl was very jealous.
Wow. So a little bit about Donna. She's a Shawnee native, and her property, it's native land, right? Am I correct, Donna? Your land? Oh, I think she froze up again. She's got a lot of paranormal activity, as well as they call them the Watchers, the Shawnee natives, meaning Bigfoot. They call them the Watchers. That's what they're called. And she's got ones that literally have come down very close to her, have not done no harm, but she's captured. She's actually going to be on my show, and we're going to talk about her new stuff that she has come across. But she's very familiar with paranormal as well. That's why.
Can I ask Donna a question?
Sure. Yeah.
Donna, have you ever had it where at the front of your door that there's daisies on the front of your door? When you're opening up the door, it's right at like where someone will put a welcome sign.
I have. I've had. I get feathers. I've had the flowers. Daisies is one of the things that will. And then the yellow.
They're placed at your door.
I'm sorry. They're placed. You're breaking up just a little bit. Yeah.
So they are placed
very awkward. Yeah, I have had it. Yeah. I lost my husband and youngest son in a car accident same time. But before that, I grew up. Like I said before, my grandmother, I walk in my sleep, and I've always had that ability where my grandmother was born, what she called born of the veil, and her name for me was the Dream Walker. Iwabi Yapia Temponia. I'm the White Wolf Woman, but I am the Dream Walker. And she always said I walk between the two worlds. So I see things that other people don't see, and things, and I'm used to I'm a dowser, so I do different things. I have it's like when you're a dowser, you don't just douse for water, you can divert the spirit energy away.
The reason why I'm asking
to do that with
the reason why I was asking is because that's what I see. I see something where like flowers or daisies are placed at your front of your door for a reason. and it's happened more than once.
Well, I lost my husband and son on March the 18th. So from the very end of February through the end of March, of course, here the little girl comes in March, and she will stay about a month. She drowned in the creek here. I found out later she had drowned here in the creek. And when you talk about the dolls, I'd actually gotten my other granddaughter, Erica, a little doll, and it talked, and it would say, "Pick me up." Now, this doll spooked me out because I walked through the living room, and it talked to me. So I took the batteries out, thinking, and it still talked.
Wow.
I hung that doll outside on the fence, and it hung there in the rain for a whole other year. Come March, I stepped out in the yard, and the dolls again said, "Hold me, Mommy, I'm cold."
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was I think she, that was her attachment. She attached to that doll, but she would literally come to the bed. I just got used to seeing her. My brother had spent the night, and he was sleeping on the couch, and the next morning he's like, "Who's the kid?" He said, "I thought Brittany was in here in the middle of the night." He said, "Where'd she go?" He said, "She woke me up." I said, "She's just my little visitor. She just wants attention." And,
as long as there's nothing malevolent. Like I was just on the phone with a lady the other day about almost the same thing, where I could hear the voice of a child in her house, and she sent me recordings. I told her, "Yeah, I can hear it." I go, "But if you're okay with it, it's not doing anything in your life that's bad. Live with it. It's just part of life."
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, unless something's malevolent or something like that, it's just part of the life that they led and the life that you live now. Yeah.
Well, they're out there roaming everywhere.
Yeah.
And those that are open and have abilities and being clairvoyant or being an empath or both or clairaudient. I mean, there's so many mediums. We see a lot more and stuff like that. But, when we, unfortunately, there are people, I'm sorry, that came out wrong. There are people that are afraid. They're afraid they don't want to believe, and or because of their religion or whatever the case might be. But I found that when I was really opening myself up really big time, man, I was getting stuff all the time. But when things are a little chaotic in my life, I will close it up so that I'm not going to bring in something negative, because I don't want to deal with negative anymore. I've had that at the old house that I was in.
Yeah, the whole being sick, that you get sick physically.
Yeah.
Like I went to this place called the Lake County Jail in Indiana, Crown Point, Indiana, that was known for Dillinger's Escape, right? And we did some filming there, and right afterwards, for whatever reason, I had this bad feeling of jealousy and just anger, and I was driving home trying to understand what it was. And I'm trying to just be Neal, just be me, and don't let anybody know that you're feeling this.
Right.
And that was the one that stayed with me the longest. I'd say that stayed with me about 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
That jealousy and the anger was so strong. And the amount of EVPs that we got inside that Crown Point jail in Crown Point, Indiana. Oh, my God. It was amazing.
Wow. So, Neal, I wanted to bring, because we are getting a little bit close to that time, I kind of wanted to ask you about these photos that you provided. Sure. So where is this one exactly at? And what were you guys like? Were you with a team, by yourself? Can you explain?
These are, like I said before, these are our customers.
Oh, the customers actually.
These are my customers who are taking random photos.
Wow.
Like I said, you're out in the night. This is a nighttime photo.
Okay. So it's night vision.
Yeah. So no, people are taking them with their Apple phones and this and that. They're not using specialized phones.
Yeah,
it's just the way that they have it set up in their phone where it kind of looks like it's light outside, but it's not. We take you out into a pitch black environment. This place here is called Archerwood Cemetery, and this cemetery here is pitch black. black.
Wow.
And so the original story is about a lady, they call it the Wailing Lady of Archerwood Cemeteries. It's a lady who's crying at the entrance of Archerwood Cemetery, right? And I was actually on MSNBC News because of a different photo that we caught of possibly the face of this lady, which I didn't send to you, and I apologize. But the thing is that this place here, nobody knew until, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, we started noticing there's a large amount of shadow people inside the cemetery. Like, we get this on a regular basis inside the cemetery. That's two shadow people running right next to each other. If you zoom in, you're going to see it's two shadow people running right next to each other. You see both of the legs.
I see it, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really bright right here.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So this is like
good capture.
Yeah, I know it's, and these
So
are all random captures. I get my best evidence from customers. It's amazing.
And then you have this one here, right here by the tree.
Let me see.
Where's
you
this
might
one?
Yeah, I see. But I would have to really go deep into that, because what I do is I run them through things to see if I can make things pop, because you don't know if that's something that's laying on the ground or something. But I think I sent you another one.
Yeah, sorry. For some odd reason, it's not letting me. 1 second. Let me stop sharing and then share again, because it's not pulling the one that I want to have you guys look at. 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. Like I said, this place here, especially the whole Chicagoland area, but that place there is very well known for all these shadow people. And it's just so amazing how many shadow people are inside there. And then what we do is we have a thing that's called Archer Avenue. No, have you ever heard the story of Resurrection Mary?
Resurrection Mary.
Yeah.
No.
So
here's that one. This other one you sent me.
Yeah, so that's at the gate.
Wow.
Of where this Wailing Lady is supposed to be.
Okay.
You can see it is moving out. And once again, this is nighttime. At this time of night, it's about 10:30 at night. Every time we get to this part, it's about 10:30 at night. So that was a quick capture once again by customers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
these
just,
these shadow people are all over the place.
You can tell something's definitely there. It's there's no denying that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if you got that, I think I sent you another one where it's standing right next to our bus.
No, I did not get that one. Let me go back here to the folder. Actually, the one that another one you sent me is this one here. Give me 1 sec and pull this one up. Windows.
Oh, this is the one I just, I know which one you're going to go to. This was at the Cook County Jail. So,
okay.
So this was the psych division that I worked in.
Okay.
The brown doors are on the left or right. Those are isolation cells. When guys are acting up, they are placed inside there so they can't hurt anybody. What that is this building was closed down. And so when a building closes, a supervisor has to go through it and take pictures of conditions. Okay. So this is not my photo. What happened was the supervisor, this is some years back, had to take photos, make sure nobody's in there, and show that, hey, nobody's in there, and there's nothing broken. And this showed up. So she sent me this right away because she knew what I did. And this is a shadow person that actually a lot of people have seen inside of a thing that used to be called RTU, Residential Treatment Unit.
Yeah.
They would see roaming around or darting around. And with a lot of shadow people, for whatever reason, I don't know if you've ever seen one, but for me, they always move left to right. I don't know why. You never see them move forward or back, but you always see them moving left to right. That's my experience.
That's been your experience. Okay.
Yeah. But this was inside that jail. That you could totally see that's a person standing there.
Oh yeah.
Really? I see the feet, the legs. I see it. Yeah, I can see it.
So I find it absolutely amazing. Some people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so creepy." I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, and once again, it's not a pat on my back. I get these things on a normal basis, as well as the voices and all this stuff. I don't know if I'm using the words right, but I'm very blessed of the amount of evidence that I have compounded throughout the years that I've been doing this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something real fast. The
Sure.
daisies. I know what it is now. My son, he was my youngest son, and he would walk from my house to my dad's. He would hold my hand, even though he was 17, all the way down, you know, like the wildflowers. He picked me the daisies, you know, alongside the road, the wildflowers. So when I took me a second, but when you said that, I'm like, that's it. It's my Jason. My Jason, he always picked me the daisies.
Really?
And this time of year, I always get. So thank you. Thank you so much. That means.
No problem. It was something when you were talking, whereas I started just seeing. I'm going to tell you the things I saw, though, is that these daisies were placed at the front of your door, and there's something about a rabbit. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but there's something about a rabbit.
Yes, my son, he was so gentle. He was my big boy. He was my country boy. He ran the woods with me. My Jason was my replacement for generation to generation. One person is chosen. I was chosen. He was my replacement, and I lost him. So yes, it means yes.
So Neal, are you a medium then? Because you're picking up things.
So to be completely honest with you, Cyndi, I don't know what I am. I try to tell people, and this is going to sound so freaking nuts. And I explain it. I try to explain it the best I can. It's like having amnesia and knowing things, but not knowing why you know things.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and that's the best way I explain it. Is it's like I know these things, but I don't know why I know them. And I know it sounds weird. I know it
doesn't.
Weird to me.
No, it doesn't sound weird because it happens to me too. Like it just depends on, you know, like you're obviously having a connection with Donna, and something's coming through to you. And there's been times, like I talked about it last night on the show Monsters Unleashed, because I'm part of that show now. And I said there's things where I'll have people just come, I'll talk to them. And I said, you just recently lost someone, haven't you? And I don't understand why things come through. I mean, and this is a stranger. I don't know them. But all of a sudden, like things will start and I'll see things. And it's like, there was, he's got brown hair, blue eyes. I'll start calling them out, and they're just like sitting there going, "What?"
Yeah, I know that feeling. Like, and I don't know how much time we got left. I got a minute. I can tell you one more really cool story. Actually, maybe your viewers would like.
Here, go ahead. We've got.
And it's just like what you're talking about. When we first started doing this, I would say 5-6 years ago, this happened. I always meditate before I do tours. And then I fall and take my old man nap, right? So I fall into my little nap, and all of a sudden this young man comes to me in a dream. He says, "Hi, my name's Mark. I need you to, when you get to back in the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery and you tell the stories, please tell everybody I'm okay," right? And I see him. I see what he looks like, his hat, everything. I'm talking to him. And so I tell my wife, I said, "Hey, listen, this is what happened." I go, "Do I say anything, or am I going to look nuts?" She goes, "You're going to look nuts, Neal. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it." So I'm like, "All right, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to look nuts." So, because I worry about stuff like that. I really do. I don't want to look like a complete nut. And so we go there, and this thing's nudging me in the back of my head. I can hear it he's saying, please tell him I'm all right. So what happened is this young man, he starts, I start saying, "Listen, I have to get off script for a minute." I said, "There's a young man here by the name of Mark." I go, "He's wearing this hat. He's got this sweatshirt on." I gave a full description. He wants to let somebody know here, because he recently passed, that everything's going to be okay, and he's okay. And all of a sudden, this guy raises his hand. He goes, "That's my cousin. He just died." And
Oh
all
my
what
gosh.
happens is I get all the emotions and they hit you like a ton of bricks. And I had to pull myself away because I was tearing up, man. And I said, I have to excuse myself. And everybody's like this. I got 40, 50 people out there, and they're all like, what the hell just happened? And my wife goes, my wife goes, you're weird, man. You're weird.
No, I mean, he obviously wanted that message to be told.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you said something, and because I don't think that's nuts. He reached out to you for a reason. So, and I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason. We see things, hear things for a reason. So, that's awesome though. Did the guy get choked up?
Yeah, he went through the rest of the tour and he just said, he goes, that was just amazing. He goes, he said, that was just amazing. He goes, I could feel it. And I was like, all right, that's good. As long as you feel good at the end of the day, that's what's important.
That's true. Very, very true. So if you want to go ahead and tell people, so you're going to start the tours up again? Like you want to tell people what you're doing?
So we're actually starting off in September this year. Me, Chris Fleming, Diet Renee, and a guy by the name of Pete Christ. We're going to be doing an event in Watseka at the courthouse where everybody's going to be doing it's like a little convention. Everybody's going to talk for a little while about different subjects. And then we're going to be able to go to the Roth House and do an investigation. And then I have my regular tours throughout the whole month of October. All those will be coming out of what we're going to be doing. So mainly it's September and October. I do things and I just go out and talk to people. And then I'm going to start a new podcast up called The Dead World Order. And I'm about to wait till June. I got to get guests on there, like yourself, if you wish. And we'll sit on there and we'll just talk. I'm not doing Spotify or anything like that. I'm doing just like you. I'm just going to YouTube, like my StreamYard has, and my regular site because I'm making it simple. I only want to do it like twice a month, 2 live shows a month.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to get right back into doing regular podcasts.
Right. Well, I did look up your website, and it's done very well. I wish I could have mine done as well. But if anybody is interested, you guys can check out gravesideParanormal.com and everything. He's got investigations listed. And I'm assuming you still utilize this moving forward when you get started back up again in September?
Yeah, it'll be all updated of all the events that we're going to be having this upcoming year, and everything should be updated by, and that's all the many pictures that we have, all the things that we do. We have our old podcasts on there, the Paranormal Guys podcast, where we've had many different people on there that you can listen to. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see all the places that we've gone to and all the evidence that we've gathered.
Okay. So I couldn't help when I was looking at your website, I couldn't help but to notice the picture of the male and the female and this red circle. Now I'm trying to zoom in, but it's not letting me. Obviously, there is something there.
So that's at I believe that's at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery at the back end of it. What happens is not only that kind of a picture, but we came across something, once again, accidental. We come across everything mainly accidental. When we have all our customers who are sitting in their chairs, we have them take a picture of what we call their boo buddy, whoever's close to the window.
Okay.
And faces start showing up in the windows on our bus. It's a weird thing that happens, and it doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it happens, man.
Wow. So what's interesting, so that says Mount Glenwood Memory.
Oh, then that's Archer Woods. That's Archer Woods. That's Archer Woods. Yeah, that's Archer Woods.
Well, look, whatever's behind them encircled, to me, I wish I could zoom in. It doesn't look very nice. It looks really evil.
Yeah, that's I know those two people actually. This guy actually was really nice to me. He took some really nice photos for me and put it on the internet. Hey, come check out Neal's tours and stuff like that. It was very nice to me because he really enjoyed the tour.
Nice. So, well, I'm excited for you to get back into this and start your thing, and just let me know when you would like to have me on. I would be honored.
Oh,
Absolutely. So if people want to reach out to you, since we are at that time, besides the Graveside Paranormal, you're on which other handles?
well, you can, if you want to get to me personally, go to Neal, Neal, at gravesideparanormal.com, or you can hit me up on Graveside Paranormal on Facebook. Instant message me. That's probably one of the best things to do, because I'm always putting up silly things up on my Facebook, little pictures and stuff,
I noticed.
just to stay
I
relevant,
like your cartoon picture things that you do. Those were funny. Those are great.
Yeah, I like doing it. I like making the little Lego guys. I like making the Lego guys.
And then Donna, how can people find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, and then the Watchers Maidens, and with you, and I'll be with Monster Mike, and the just kind of skipping around here, there, and yonder, and but mostly just friend me on Facebook, or if you have a question or whatever, I'm always happy to answer or help or share whatever. So, and I'm hoping to get this new site up that I spoke to you about and get all that worked out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little different.
I'm so more than happy to help you out with that. I'm actually very excited for you. I'm glad you want to start something, because you should, especially with all the podcasts that you're on, and then your own stuff that you're out capturing, like all your photos, your videos. Like, you have so much to share with people. It's amazing.
I just, I got to thinking, and I thought, well, I'm out in the woods a lot, and I have a lot of different video and whatever. So I've decided, and with, of course, I'm working that data center thing where we're trying to keep them from getting our sacred land. We just found out today, part of what they do want to build on is some of our burials.
Are you serious?
So,
oh my God.
I am serious. So
that's not okay.
It's a battle, and I don't know that we're going to win, but we're going to give it hell. We're going to the last.
Go out there, protest, and stay on the land, so that because they won't be able to roll over you in their tractors.
I'd actually worked with Terry Windwalker. She had did the Moccasin Across America for Peace, and she had came here. So I messaged her this morning. She's from Navajo and in New Mexico, and she's going. So I'm hoping maybe with a little bit of her help too. The more we can get out there, the more knowledge that's out there to protect, the better off we are. So we're going to take it laying down. We're going to fight.
Yeah. So where Donna lives, they're trying to build or get on native land and trying to put a data center on this beautiful piece of land. And Donna took a picture and posted it. And I'm telling you what, Neal, it is the most beautiful piece of, it's all beautiful out there, but they want to tear it all down. That means killing creatures, bugs, whatever, tearing up native land just so they can put a data center on this piece of property.
We have plant life that's nowhere else in the world. It doesn't grow anywhere else. So when it's gone, it's gone. It's just.
That's a shame.
It is.
What happened?
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in and enjoying our conversation with Graveside Paranormal Neal Gibbons. You guys can check him out on his Facebook page, and he's even on Instagram and his website. And you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you next Sunday along with Donna and the other guests that we'll be having on. So make sure you embrace the coven and stay curious, and let's explore the world of darkness with me, Little Cyndi, aka Giggles. See you guys later.
See you later.
Thank you again, Neal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.